Hey, what's going on everybody? I just wanted to show you how I make my own kayak keel guard out of a piece of 1-inch Schedule 40 PVC. You'll need a sanding block, maybe some tape, magic marker, some pipe cutters, some double-sided Gorilla tape or the 3M tape, some alcohol or some kind of degreaser, and a heating element. Any kind of heating element that you want to use. I use this torch because it puts quite a bit of heat on it, so it does burn the pipe, but you can paint it, you know, in the end and make it look kind of pretty. So start off by sanding the area that you want to put the keel guard on, and just knock off any of the edges. Just kind of rough it up. Doesn't have to be real smooth. You want it kind of rough a little bit. So this is my old one that lasted me quite a few months. I dragged my kayak probably 6 days a week, and it lasted quite a while. So you can see how good it fits on there. It was a pretty good keel guard. You start off by heating one side of the pipe, and this makes it easier to cut, and just get it kind of hot and get it where it's kind of flexing a little bit. Then you can take some pipe cutters and just go down that edge on just one side of it, and just cut right through just on one side. And then use the rubbing alcohol to clean off the surface that you're going to work on your kayak. And just clean it, clean it real good. Let that dry. To start off, you heat about 8 inches of pipe at a time, and just keep spinning it and moving it. A heating element like this, it's going to burn the pipe, so there's no way around that. As soon as it starts to flex out like this, that's hot enough. That's about how you want it. You can step on it, on a flat surface. And right now we're just trying to open the pipe up. Once you get the pipe opened up, all the way, then then you can start shaping it to your kayak. So just do about 8 inches at a time, and work on about 8 inches at a time. The Schedule 40 pipe's pretty thick, so you're not going to be able to work on the whole thing at once. It'll cool down too quick. So here we have it flattened out. We're going to put a mark. And then just start heating it up. Once again, about 8 inches at a time, just on one side. When you have this much heat, I don't want to burn the inside of the pipe, because I don't want it to affect the tape that we're going to use. So just start forming it to your kayak. The pipe needs to be flimsy whenever you're working on forming it to it. And then just push it down and hold it until that pipe starts to cool off to where it won't lose its shape. And then just go on down and start working it all the way down, the next 8 inches. And if you have an extra person, he could pour some water on it for you right now while you're holding it right there. It'll cool it down a little bit quicker, but I kind of do everything by myself most of the time. So it's starting to bend. It's starting to bend around the bend that I have on my kayak here. I'm just gonna make sure it's on that line, that mark that you put. Definitely wear gloves. Don't forget to wear gloves. The pipe is hot. So now we're getting down to about the last 8 inches. We're gonna heat that up. Get that section hot and flexible. That pipe's gonna start kind of trying to fold down. That's when you're doing the right thing. So and just keep working it, man. You just got to keep working it. So pay attention to your line that you got, and make sure you're on your mark. So we about got it. I mean, we got the rough shape right now, and it's looking pretty good. There's a couple imperfections that I'm gonna do a little bit more work on, but overall it's just got a couple little gaps right there on the beginning and on the end of it that I'm gonna work out. But it's basically taking the shape right now. So see how you got a little bit of, it's right in that bend. It needs to bend, heat that up a little bit more, and make sure that pipe doesn't you know, teeter like that. So we're just gonna heat that up and just keep on working it until we get it how we want it. Right here I started working on the ends because they had a little bit of a gap. The ends try to curl on you a little bit, so and the edges, the outside edges, so you may have to work on those a little bit more, you know, but it's basically got the right shape right now. It's looking pretty good. We got just a little bit of gap there, but it is taking shape. So and don't forget that 3M, the double-sided tape, or Gorilla Tape, whichever one you want to use. It's gonna take up some of the imperfections, the thickness of that tape, so don't stress too much if it's not perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it again with some alcohol one more time, the area that we're gonna put the kill guard on. And then I also sand the inside of the pipe a little bit, try to roughen it up just a little. Just sand the pipe all the way down. And then take some alcohol and wipe down the inside of the pipe where you're gonna put your tape. And then let all that dry for about 10 minutes, and then you can start putting your tape on. I use the Gorilla Tape. It can be either the Gorilla Tape or the 3M. And I try to cut about 10 inches at a time. And scissors work good. You can use a knife if you want. And just start lining the inside of this with the tape. Just working it all the way down, pushing on it, and trying not to get any bubbles in it. There's going to be a couple bubbles, but try to push it all down and make sure it's set on there good. And so we're getting towards the end of it now. I actually ran out of tape, but I got the majority of it. As you can see, the part on the edge where I didn't, you probably should put some more tape on there, but I ran out. So, and then you can trim it with scissors, and all the excess stuff, just cut that off. But you see that little white piece of the pipe, you should put tape on that too. But I didn't do it because I also used some spray adhesive on the edges. So I just tried to make it work with what I had. So so now you just peel off the tape there, all of them, and then line it up with your line. And when you think you got it where it needs to be, just push it on there. And put a lot of weight on it. Just work it all the way down. And just push it on there and make sure it's firmly placed on there. So that's pretty much it right there. It's looking pretty good. You can use some marine silicone around the edges, which would be the better thing. I just end up using some 3M spray adhesive just to kind of go along the edges, you know, just to give it a little bit better, a better seal, you know. And I put a few coats on it. I sprayed it, I let it dry for about 10 minutes and came back and did it 2 or 3 more times. This is about the 3rd coat right here, so you can see it's getting kind of thicker. Once again, silicone would have been a little better, but this is what I used last time and it worked just fine. So, and that's kind of the finished product, but I went ahead and painted it just to show y'all that you can paint it, make it look a little bit better, you know, kind of match your kayak a little bit. So that's all it is to it, man. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video.